Guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to talk about a case that I talked about prior, but it's been so long ago that even I kind of forgot the details, so we will be going over certain things again. That being said, obviously my first video had a lot more details, so I'll link that in the description down below. Prosecutors seek death penalty for mom accused of hanging kids by dog leash, staging their deaths as suicides. Lisa Snyder claimed her 8-year-old son, Connor, hung himself and his 4-year-old sister, Brinley, because he was being bullied at school, but investigators say she was just covering up her own heinous deed. Now, it doesn't really take an Einstein to conclude that she's guilty because an 8-year-old hanging himself and a 4-year-old, really. I voiced all my rage in the first video. I don't need to repeat that part. A Pennsylvania mother accused of killing her 2 children and then staging their murders as a double suicide may get the death penalty if she is convicted. Lisa Snyder, 37, is accused of murdering her children, Connor Snyder, 8, and Brinley Snyder, 4. The children were found unresponsive and hanging by a single dog leash from the basement rafters of their Albany Township home by investigators after their mother called 911. Lisa initially claimed her son had made threats of suicide as a result of bullying, but investigators later determined that the child was not bullied and that suicide wasn't the manner of death. The police were alerted to the hangings on September 23rd when Miss Snyder called them around 4:30 p.m. and said she had found 2 of her children hanging from a beam in the basement and unresponsive. 11 minutes later, emergency responders arrived and found Connor Snyder, 8, and Brinley Snyder, 4, in full cardiac arrest and hanging 3 feet apart with the ends of a wire cable wrapped around their necks, according to prosecutors. The children were resuscitated but pronounced dead 3 days later, Mr. Adams said. Miss Snyder told the police that she had ordered the cable, a 250-pound dog lead supposedly meant for her 50-pound dog, on September 22nd, and picked it up from Walmart hours before she found her children hanging, Mr. Adams said. I mean, could you look more guilty? Could you look more guilty that you buy this lead allegedly for your dog, your children happen to know that you bought it, they happen to know where you left it, and they happen to know how to make a noose to hang themselves? During the investigation, Miss Snyder told the police that Connor was bullied at school and had repeatedly said he wanted to die. The week before, she said he told her, "I would have killed myself already, but I'm scared to go by myself," Miss Snyder told investigators. Listen, I would absolutely love if she didn't commit this atrocity. Obviously, I would absolutely love if everyone were still alive and not in pain, but there is nothing that makes me believe that an 8-year-old would say that, considering everything we know of her track record. It's hard for me to believe an 8-year-old would say it and phrase it that way, mind you. One of Miss Snyder's friends told investigators that 3 weeks before the episode, Miss Snyder said she was depressed, could not get out of bed, and did not care about her children anymore, according to the police. Mr. Adams said that in 2014, Berks County Children and Youth Services had removed the 2 children from Miss Snyder's care, returning them in February 2015, but that they had stayed involved with the family until November 2015. He would not comment on the circumstances of their removal. While the mother was charged late last year with first-degree murder, third-degree murder, tampering with evidence, endangering the welfare of children, and animal cruelty, she was only formally arraigned on March 12th, according to online court documents. In my prior video, I did voice the fact that if her son had made threats of suicide, she probably wouldn't be leaving him alone, and aside from that, if she could afford it, she might have gotten him therapy, or there would be a record somehow of even family or friends being told this and backing up her claims. And also, why leave a 4-year-old and an 8-year-old alone unsupervised to the point where you can't even hear them? If you hear silence in the house, children are typically up to no good or potentially injured. Obviously here, she's the one who killed them, but a normal parent, I feel like, would be keeping very close tabs. So even her claiming that they just did this by themselves and she just didn't notice, girl, bye. During that arraignment, prosecutors announced that they will be seeking the death penalty for the mother, the Morning Call reported. Chief Deputy District Attorney Margaret McCallum stated in a filing that this case should be classified as a capital case and not just a murder case. She cited several aggravating factors. The children's murders were allegedly committed in perpetration of another felony. There was more than one victim. The victims were under the age of 12 as reasons for that elevation, according to the Morning Call. The decision to seek the death penalty was not made lightly, but we decided there was an overwhelming evidence of the aggravating factors, District Attorney John T. Adams said. I'm not against it. I'm not against it. Crimes against children are one of the things that I am most picky about in terms of sentences. All of this is just sick, and if it's not the death penalty, she should get life in prison, because someone who just kills 2 children like that, her own children, they're not okay. Like, they need severe therapy, but also stay behind bars while you're getting that. The allegations made against Snyder are indeed disturbing. Investigators have alleged that Snyder researched how to kill her children, Googling hanging yourself, and checking out a website about how to hang a person just one day before her kids were found dead. She also allegedly searched for how long to die from carbon monoxide, as well as Almost Got Away with It, which is a reference to a true crime television series on Investigation Discovery. While Snyder allegedly hinted that Connor may have been the one to hang himself and his sister from the rafters, investigators have stated that it's impossible because he had a physical impairment that affected his motor skills, preventing him from even tying his shoelaces, given that he wouldn't have been able to open the clasp of the dog leash, investigators said. Snyder is also accused of sexually abusing the family dog. She allegedly sent at least 3 photos of herself engaging in sexual acts with a dog to an unnamed person, charging documents indicate. Snyder is due back in court on June 29th for a status conference, according to online court records. I forgot about the dog part. Frankly, I think it's really clear that this person is not mentally okay, which obviously doesn't excuse anything. I actually was kind of surprised that this wasn't brought up almost from the get-go, because frankly, killing your own 2 children in cold blood like that, the fact that she Googled hanging yourself and how long to die. I mean, I'm glad she's a moron, because that means she goes to jail, but the stupidity astounds me that you think you'd get away with it and you don't even clear your history, or I'm happy she's an idiot, but wow. Anyways, guys, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Do you think it's a fair sentence? Do you think she should get the death penalty? If not, what do you think she should get? I frankly would be fine with that, and I would also be fine with her just being locked up until she's like either dead or really old. Anyways, guys, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you to my patrons as always, and I'll catch you guys next time.